Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Precious Lene, and I just watched the movie called Extraction on Netflix, released just 2 days ago. Directed by Sam Hargrave, starring protagonists Chris Hemsworth playing Tyler Rake, Rudraksh Jaiswal playing Ovi Mahajan, and Gulshift Farahani playing Nick Khan, and antagonists Sandeep Huda as Saju and Priyanshu Painuli. This film had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It was so intense, and I found myself growing anxious even with each scene, waiting for what happens next. And even shed some heartfelt tears for several scenes, which is, I believe, is rare for films to have the audience form such a strong connection. It starts off with little backstory as a flashback and immediately jumps into the plot. The camera technique is impeccable as it catches every little action detail. The film is quick and action-packed. It made me want to learn Hemsworth fighting technique, especially since I read an article about his 12-minute action scene filmed in just one shot. I mean, who's his trainer? Not only was the film shot on location in India, making the film appear that much more real, but the camera shots alone made the audience feel as if we were actually there. The plot starts with a mission to save the son of a drug lord who was kidnapped, Ovi, and when the action cools down for a second in the middle of the film, Ovi tells Tyler a quote that he read in a book at school. He says, "You drown not by falling into the river, but by staying submerged in it." And I would say that this quote is the overlying subject matter and message of this film, and it's important to keep in mind throughout the film as they continue to find themselves in fight or flight situations. They must stay on the move in order to survive. So with the corruption in the government and a powerful dad in jail, who can you really trust at that point? I loved how at the end of the story, it wrapped back around in a loop to the first flashback scene in the film, so the audience was able to make that connection and understand the storyline that much more, allowing us to get inside of Tyler's head and feel the emotional attachment that's been formed between him and Ovi. The coincidence of the quote and the connection to Tyler falling into the river after being shot in the neck is astounding to say the least, because it leaves viewers to think, well, did he really die? I mean, when the boy who shot him looked over the edge of the bridge into the river, there was no body. Is it because he died and drifted away with the current, or did he fall into the river and swim to the riverbank to avoid staying submerged and drowning? All of these questions come to mind when you think about the quote and the end scene that shows Ovi 8 months later in the pool swimming to the surface and a blurred vision of what appears to be Tyler standing there. Is this just what he hopes to see? Or is Tyler really standing there, still alive? There has to be a sequel to this. So the message to the director and producers of this film, we need more. Side note, the character Nick Khan is so badass. We also want to see more of her character development. I believe her role is just as inspiring as Tyler's. I highly recommend watching Extraction, and I really look forward to the next Extraction film. Hopefully there's a sequel, and I will end this week's video here on that note. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you all next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.